Have we all been lied to about this ultralight titanium camp stove? You see, this is the BRS 3000T. T standing for titanium, and if they had a better marketing team, they would have put the T in front for the T3000, implying it is the terminator of all ultralight camp stoves. And it should easily terminate the competition because it weighs next to nothing.
Look at that, just less than an ounce.
And at under 20 bucks, it'll cost less than your wife's specialty coffee drink she expects you to remember all the ingredients for when you hit the drive-thru. Could you please write down your order this time though? I always sound like a moron when I'm talking to the barista. It blasts out a claimed 9,210 BTUs. And so when you stack it up next to my old trusty MSR Pocket Rocket 2.0, this stove seems like a behemoth. With more than twice the weight,
whoa, more than double. This little rocket needs to cut some weight.
More than double the price, whoa, look at those dollar bills, and pushes out a claimed 8,200 BTUs. It seems kind of obvious that the BRS would have granola crunching ultralight backpackers singing its praises. But I've also heard some rumblings of negativity, mainly in the fact that it sucks at fuel efficiency and fails to perform well in windy conditions. So after a season of backpacking and camping trips using it as my dedicated cook stove, I have formulated a series of experiments and tests, including wind efficiency, to see how the BRS really stacks up, or is it just a bunch of smoke and mirrors? Because I'm just like you guys, I want my gear to be cost effective, efficient, and reliable when I'm out there on my adventures. So thanks for joining me today. I'm Aaron, this is Gideon's Tactical, and let's go ahead and dive right on in with laying the foundation for this experiment. All right, for our weigh-in, we got the BRS is on the GSI canister, and our MSR Pocket Rocket is going to be on the MSR pod, just to make it kind of make sense. So we'll weigh this guy in first. Okay, so fresh tank, 7.5 OZ, and we have 6.8 for the BRS. Now we're gonna play this out as if we were in the field, so we're using our Nalgene. There's that 16 ounces mark right there. Let's go ahead and fill it up. Crank it up all the way. Just try to make it as accurate as possible. There we go, and we start the timer. Now this test is being conducted 6,000 feet above sea level, where I live in a suburb of Denver, Colorado. So just for some perspective, depending on your elevation, your boil times may vary. And with each round, I'm doing maximum heat with these stoves, turning them up all the way. Oh, seeing steam. All right, we're there. We're gonna say 317 is what the marker was when I lifted the lid. 317. Okay, so boil time, we're saying is 317. Perfect. Okay, so it is 2:45. So I'm going to give it a 15-minute cool down. Titanium cools off super quick, and then we will redo it with the Pocket Rocket. And guys, as we're discovering together which one of these is more efficient, I have no dog in this fight. Years ago, I bought the MSR Pocket Rocket off of backcountry.com, and this spring I bought the BRS in preparation for using it as my dedicated stove this summer to find out, could I slim down and lighten up my cooking kit? So all I'd ask is if you enjoy this type of testing and see value in this type of content, to consider hitting that like button and subscribing, becoming part of the Gideon's Tactical crew. And by the end of this video, if either of these stoves make sense for you and it's time to put them in rotation, check out the links in the description below this video over to backcountry.com, as well as my Amazon affiliate store. It's free for you and helps me to continue to do what I do. Okay, there we go. We're just past our 15-minute mark. I just tested the titanium mug, ice cold. Our water level at 16 ounces. All the way, right on. Oh, we got steam. Yep, we're boiling. Nice. Okay, I was gonna say about 248, let's say, when I pulled that lid off. Okay, so again, I'm gonna say 248, it might have been like 246, but we get it. So, I mean, that's not insignificant. to boiling. So the pocket rocket, based off of that particular run, was definitely, let's say, 20 to 30 seconds faster boil time. Let's start with the BRS. Then here's this guy, 7.1. So based off of that, I'm looking at what BRS claims. They say they can do 1 liter, which is 33 ounces, in 2 minutes and 58 seconds in ideal conditions. I would say false based off of my experience, since it took over 3 minutes for half that amount of fluid. And they also state that typically in ideal conditions, it will boil 2 cups of water, which is what we're doing, using 7 to 8 grams of fuel. For those of you who aren't super savvy in your conversion, we lost half an ounce worth of fuel. That means that we lost about 14 grams of fuel. So based off of my pseudo-scientific testing that we are doing, I would say in my experience, their claimed boil times as well as fuel consumption is over-exaggerated, but your mileage may vary. All right, so I'm looking forward to this one to see which one is better under windy conditions. I have here a little Ryobi work fan. We're gonna put it to the high speed, and I have it exactly 3 feet to the burner, from the center to the burner, and we're gonna kick that thing onto high here in just a minute, put 2 cups of water in it, and test it again to see how much that affects the boil time with each model. All right, we can see just how much that's going like that. Boom. Okay, there we go. Man, you can see how much that's moving it. It is definitely fighting that wind at 3 feet away. Now, a lot of time we camp at about 10,000 feet. You don't have a lot of tree cover, and this type of environment with the wind is much more the environment that our stoves are up against usually when we're up doing backpacking trips and overnighters. Okay, we are a minute past our mark. Still no steam, not really moving. There we go. I'm just starting to see steam. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna say it was 5:34 when we got that rolling boil like what we want. So that added quite a bit of time, over 2 minutes to the boil time. So we'll see how the pocket rocket does. Go 3 feet from the burner to the fan. There we go. Now, most people say that the pocket rocket 2.0 is supposed to have a lot better wind protection with the way it's designed. So we're gonna see not only in the boil time, but also in fuel consumption long-term here, whether or not that's the case. All right, so we've passed our boil time, original boil time. Oh, it's moving. Okay, I'm seeing steam. Oh yeah, we got rolling. I'm gonna say 404 when I looked at it. 404. Wind boil time 404. A minute and a half faster for the same amount of water, same distance, same wind speed, all of that. I mean, that is huge. That's significant right there. Okay, so after the wind test, let's see what the weight difference is. I mean, it's gonna be significant here, but let's just find out the weight loss, if you will. Okay, 5.7 on our BRS. Then if we do this guy, 6.5. So that would be 0.6 ounces. The BRS lost in between, and the MSR lost same, actually, 0.6. And I can say so far we are seeing similar results to what we experienced when we were out on trail on different camping trips and backpacking trips. Several of my crew members were using the MSR Pocket Rocket. I was using the BRS. And what we found under normal conditions without a lot of breeze, they were within about half a minute of each other. The BRS seemed to be lagging a little bit, but not by much. But under windy conditions, the MSR Pocket Rocket was significantly quicker in its boil times than on this BRS. These are both isobutane fuel canisters, and I swapped both stoves and ran them on the opposite pods just to confirm, and we had very similar boil times. Okay, so up till now, we've done a standardized boil test, we've done a wind test, and now I'm just gonna let them run no fan, no nothing, for 10 minutes straight, right next to each other, and then we're gonna weigh them one last time just to see the fuel consumption that exists. There we go. All right. We're gonna move these guys away from each other. We're gonna crank them up to max as fast as I can. There we go. 10-minute timer. They are on. We are running. Okay, there it is. Timer's up. Fast as I can. There we go. All right. 4956. So there it is. Okay, so this is really strange. It's obvious that the BRS takes longer to boil water under good conditions and significantly longer under windy conditions. In theory then, meaning it should be burning up more fuel, but under the same tests, same conditions, these both used up 1.9 ounces worth of fuel. So from my experience, it's really gonna come down to how fast you want your water to boil. In ideal conditions, the pocket rocket will be a little bit quicker, and in windy conditions, it will be significantly quicker. And let's be real, have you ever been outside backpacking or camping? The wind is always blowing. And as a backpacker, we're always trying to cut every single ounce, but there is something to be said about durability. The BRS is made in China, and it definitely feels fragile and kind of flimsy. You know, you gotta kind of take care of it. Not as durable, whereas the MSR is made in Korea and is definitely denser, obviously heavier, but just feels better made. Now I'm testing these stoves as I use them, which is to just boil water for coffee, tea, and dehydrated meals. I don't do refined cooking in the backcountry with simmering and cooking 5 different things all at the same time with these types of stoves. My understanding is the MSR has a better valve to control the volume of your heat and, you know, help things simmer a little bit better, whereas the BRS isn't as controllable and fine-tuned. And so in conclusion, if we're kicking around the campfire and we're talking about camp stoves, if you already own the Pocket Rocket 2.0, I don't really see a need. You're not gonna see a ton of value in swapping to the BRS. All you're gonna be doing is cutting 1.6 ounces out of your kit, and you're actually going to be extending your boil times. But if you don't own an ultralight backpacking stove at all, and you're looking at both of these, and you're planning on doing a couple backpacking trips or camping trips a year where you're going out for 2 to 3 days and you want to save the cash, there's absolutely a lot of capability that this is going to have, and it will cut down on your weight. You just might be the last guy in the group drinking your coffee and eating your meal because of the extended boil times. But I look forward to hearing from you guys. What's your thoughts? What's your take? What's your experience on both the Pocket Rocket 2.0, the BRS 3000T, and whether or not you feel like it terminates the competition or not. I look forward to hearing all of your guys' thoughts and feedback. Always appreciate you taking your time today and hanging out with me. I invite you to check out the other video popping up and to subscribe. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.